I would like to get you over to my colleague Elaine Murphy, who's currently in Ireland, and she'll give you a quick update on the European operations. Elaine, are you there?
I am indeed. Thanks, Dan. Guess best way to start off is to let you know a little bit about me. I've held multiple leadership roles in startups and in the tech space in recent years, and I've been with LiveTiles and on the exciting journey for just over 3 years now. And obviously, it's been a fantastic trajectory in terms of our market share in Europe, with 2 exciting acquisitions under our belt in the last 18 months. So I've been part and parcel of organising that and facilitating some seamless integrations there, but culturally and also for the workplace. I'm a leading voice in tech clusters in Europe, and I'm passionate very much about bringing tech startups and scale-ups together with innovators, educators, really around that collective goal of promoting tech for good. So on to a little bit about the EMEA market. And I guess I started there with the phrase strengthening business conditions. And COVID-19, without a doubt, it's been tough for businesses, but it's also been an extremely efficient accelerator of digital transformation and digital workplace technologies in particular. And that's paved the way for us for a very well-primed pipeline for the next 12 months. The uptick that we're seeing, particularly in Europe right now, it's very much around the rise in the popularity of the mobile app, a little to what Dan touched on there, that reach offering, where organizations are seeking to release comms in a very, very quick fashion and to ensure that they're consumed in as speedy a fashion as they possibly can. In fact, I heard a statement this week where a company said to us, reach has become their crisis comms savior. And I thought that's really, really pertinent. People and organizations are overhauling their communications plans in recent months and really starting to figure out where they fit and what's right for their organization for 2021. So definitely think the rise of the mobile apps is going to play a pivotal role. Also, as we look at a hybrid way of working for many companies now, in fact, we had a customer event in Europe this week, and we ran a poll, and it was attended by well over 100, 150 customers. We ran a poll as part of the event, and we had about 76% of attendees advising us that they see a hybrid workforce moving forward. The balance was work from home, but nobody saw that they would do a full return to the office anytime in the future. So that means that organizations are having to pivot and actually attain and understand and attract much more information and data about their employees. The water cooler conversations just aren't there anymore. They need to collect some information. And our employee directory is playing a vital part there. And that's just data gathering via technology. And that's everything from t-shirt sizes where they want to send out some information to skills for placing people on projects and new programs are out running, etc., and just understanding the interests of their employees. I suppose another area that we're witnessing a change in is definitely the strategic importance of employee experience. And traditionally, I would have seen that reserved more and more for the HR, people and culture departments. Now we're seeing an interest across all functional leads, and C-suite are coming to the table and decision making very, very quickly. So instead of potentially elongated life cycles, which we may have seen on some larger projects historically, we're seeing them snap in very, very close, and we're turning around projects and opportunities in record time. With this in mind, I'm pretty upbeat about the strength in the sector. We first and foremost got a number there around our 480 customers that's already well over 500 since we've compiled that slide, giving you a strong indication already. And our customers, those 500 plus customers, they're the biggest advocates for us. They'll build resilience and for us, and we're seeing already significant growth opportunities there. So that segment is something that we're wrapping our arms around, that ecosystem and maturing. With our 2 acquisitions that I mentioned, we had one sizable one in Switzerland and another one in Denmark. It's given us a much more mature partner ecosystem than any of our competitors right now in Europe. And we've been strengthening that, and I suppose maturing that partner channel in several ways. But one of the key ones has been to identify and enable premium partners. And it's allowing us already for greater market penetration and much more effective localization in what is, as Europe is well known, a quite diverse region. So this is where we are co-funding headcount. We're working with them, and I guess record numbers in terms of marketing campaigns, and really seeing significant buy-in, return, and a lot of exclusivity. We've also built, target service offerings to scale globally. As I mentioned, that partner ecosystem, we have a blended approach in Europe where we're going to market both direct and with our partner channel, but our partner channel is extremely vital to us, and it allows us to scale. And the differentiator that I think we have in terms of our service offering right now, where we have a sizable team globally, but particularly in Europe, that we can scale. And we're finding that with some of the partners right now, they just cannot scale to the extent that they would like around the services side. Obviously, we can provide licenses to them very, very quickly. But on the services side, they are coming back, and we are providing sometimes one-off days, experts, SMEs in terms of specific packages. But we're very, very clear, and we've got a very good market presence around the packages with clear scopes, transparent deliverables, and the effort that's required both from a partner, and we do that for partners, but also selling directly. So that's a big, big differentiating factor for us right now. Combining that strong focus on customers and partners, I feel will result in really a stage platform to attract enterprise level future customers. I'll talk to you about one in a moment, a real might in itself, a pharmaceutical giant, and that we brought on just over a year ago, and from inception to actually going live, it was in a little under 5 months. So I think there are exclusivity, number one, and the range that we can bring in terms of engaging online events, value-added content, and really you're going to see us best in breed digital outreach campaigns, and that's what we're getting really known for. A final point before I maybe go on and talk a little bit about how we're expanding and where we're placing our significant bets in Europe, is that Microsoft, and Brett will testify to this in a moment, but they're very heavily interested in working with us closely around our reach offering in Europe. We went to market with a webinar with them last month in front of well over 100 organizations that sit in the non-for-profit vertical. We're already speaking to a number of those, and have recently have a new customer on our books. It's the biggest cancer research company in the UK. It's Marie Curie, and they've got 4,500 employees. So it's a space that really trumps to our values, and we're delighted to be part of in terms of that altruistic feel as well. But Microsoft and the interest in our products and the chance to go in many verticals, but particularly the non-for-profit vertical, which is close to our values, is great to see. Our growth markets, if you don't mind slipping on to the next slide there, Dan. Our growth markets really are Germany and the UK. They're the biggest software market opportunities in Europe. We've already got a strong presence, but we are significantly increasing our footprint in Germany in 2021, and that's from March. And to give you an indication there in terms of the left-hand side diagram, we have a cluster there. We're very, very strong across Ireland, UK, the Benelux region, the Nordics, obviously as well, I've mentioned the UAE, but to give you an idea of that size right now, we're beginning to get independent assurance, obviously Gartner, Forrester, and many others, that we are becoming the #1 player in significant markets, particularly the likes of the UK there. So that's strong for us, and it's a market that's quite fragmented right now, but we have our targets set and a lot of very steadfast plans about how we're going to get deeper in that market in the coming months. Germany, hardly any moment of panic, as you can well imagine, as a market, very, very resilient, still in terms of their unemployment levels sitting in the single digits, and they're prime for much more expansion, and a footprint on the ground will significantly help us. Finally, I'm just going to touch on that pharmaceutical giant, Novartis, and just give you an idea in terms of, this is one of the customers that we're seeing significant growth in. I've mentioned there 25,000 additional users added during COVID, just giving you an indication. And where they came from, they had 9 disparate intranets. So we ran a 12-month project. As I mentioned, we had them go live in less than 5 months from the initial scoping meeting. And that's no mean feat, but it gives you an idea of the SWAT team that we can place on major enterprise clients like this. As I mentioned up top there, it's world's 41st most valuable company, and the market cap pretty impressive. The languages there, 55 languages, the geolocation, and we're servicing them across licensing, support, professional service, professional consultancy services on a constant basis. So definitely the enterprise market is where we're beginning to dominate, getting a lot of word of mouth feedback from, and that's huge, particularly in the DACH region. Novartis sits in Switzerland, the HQ, and that's definitely an area there where we plan to capitalize on and grow significantly in 2021. Thanks, Dan. Over to you, Carl,